What's up, folks? I am Ramon, and I'm here with
Marty,
and we are from mobilitydigest.com. So today we're actually trying something new. This is part of our Mobility Digest TV thing we got going. Just pilot, a little rough around the edges, but you'll get the idea. And I'm happy to have Marty join me. You know, she's a good presence on the site, a nice little mediator to the madness that goes on in the back end. So thank you on the behalf
the voice of reason in the chaos.
There's a lot
voice
to
of
put up with.
estrogen and all the testosterone.
Yes. So right now, super hot, super trending right now is your people, and I'm not claiming them, right? Google's been doing way too much lately. Your people over at Google decides to shut down Google Reader effectively July 1st, is it? Or June 1st?
July 1st, yes.
July 1st.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about that?
I've barely used it. I have a lot of, too many real life things. Job hunt, child, husband. Child number 2. as we like to say. I love my boys. The times that I was able to use it, it was really nice to have. And I think one of the things is I was using the dashboard, and that was probably the wrong way to do it from the blogger.
Right.
There was probably a more direct way that I just didn't do for whatever reason. I think when I did do that, it was nice to see. I don't know if it was something I didn't do or something Google Reader or the dashboard didn't do.
Right.
Was it wouldn't tell me when there was new content.
Okay.
Which in some of these blogs wasn't consistent. Some of these were just personal blogs. Most of the stuff I was following, not even, semi-pro stuff. But it would have been nice, I think, to, a little, even if it's an email or some kind of notice saying, there's new content here. And I can say, oh, let me save that.
Right.
And when I can, I'll go back and look at it.
So, what I think happened is the way Google Reader works is, well, for those of you who don't know, it's an aggregator, an RSS aggregator, and for people like us who been news junkies or you just can't get enough, or power users of the internet, is that a thing? Can I coin that? Can I get paid for that? So I can't afford
copyright Ramon.
Yeah, exactly. I can't afford to go to 15 different sites. And there's about maybe 15 or 20 reliable sources that I rely on every day. I don't have the time to check those sites individually. So what I do is I subscribe to them in Google Reader, and it funnels them all in one nice, healthy feed. So what I think happened...
I really should do that.
Marty, is you didn't categorize your feeds. Like, for instance, and you'll see, I'll splice in the video so you can see. I had technology, I had fashion, entertainment. I have all these different categories, and then within that category, there's all these different sites. And
that's a good idea.
Right. Then it becomes a lot easier to manage. Like you said, it's so easy to go through. I think it's the M key when you go through, because you hit N for next article, and then M to save it. So it's like crazy easy to just boom boom, I want to see this, I don't want to see that, I want to see this, and then you're right to the content, whenever you got some time later. Oftentimes for me, and I know for a lot of us, because we have such busy lives, when you get home is when you can actually sit down and pick out what was most interesting. So I think that's probably what, where the step you missed.
I think I was just too email centric.
Okay.
When I started it, I was used to everything coming into the email, and that's where I went to check things like that, subscriptions.
Right.
Now that, and that was, this was some years ago. So I think now that I've become more mobile centric, I'm going to have to revisit some of these these reader RSS feed apps, and maybe go through that.
It definitely makes your life a lot easier. So the issue now is this is hot, right? And Google is killing it because they're claiming it wasn't they weren't getting enough usage to justify whatever resources they spent on the service. And I understand that, fine. The issue here is Google's got some odd million people using, say, something like Gmail. That's I don't want to say consumer. That's regular people thing. You know, out of those people, you're gonna find a very small percentage of actual power users or people that need a powerful tool like this. So I feel like they're not being fair, or they need to at least rethink how and why they're killing this, because it's a very geeky thing.
Have they pushed it at all?
No, that's the thing. They haven't. And why should
they? So unless you're a power user and you find it, right, they're not going to know. Joe Blow on the street
would never know.
It's not going to have no clue.
But let me ask you this. What have you ever seen Google push?
Nothing. Maybe, Chrome. The husband says Chrome.
Good point.
Yeah, which is another topic.
That's another.
Yeah, other than just Google.
So
right, nothing.
You actually found a nice little workaround. I think your husband found it on his Tumblr, which is interesting. There's a site called theoldreader.com, and this looks to be pretty much a Google Reader clone, and it's in beta, and we have not had much luck getting this thing to work right now.
They're getting slammed.
Oh yeah.
It's like, users. What?
Yep. But even to the point earlier, right? So Google says no one uses this thing, and then the closest thing to it goes down all of a sudden when they say, "Hey, Google Reader's going bye-bye."
Yeah.
It must be a pretty large sum of people using Google Reader.
I don't know, even if it's just the tech aware. And I'm not even going to say power users, just tech aware. I don't know that I buy it. As a percentage of Gmail users, yeah, it's probably small. Definitely under 50, probably under 20, 10 plus or minus.
Yep.
But, I don't buy it.
Yeah, something's up. So, whenever the smoke settles, and this will probably go on for another 3 days, check out theoldreader.com. It looks to be, even the keyboard shortcuts work the same.
Oh.
So, and one of the features you discovered as well is you can import your feeds directly from Google Reader. But that's not working right now.
I'll be watching this, as well as looking for something on the mobile.
Right. And this is something that, people complain about Microsoft. This is something that Google's very good at. Screwing you. You get used to something, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, nope, sorry, but it was beta.
Facebook. They're pulling a Facebook. That's what I'm going to coin that one now. Pulling a Facebook by changing the rules.
I agree.